Hello, welcome everyone to Epic Battle Simulator 2. I'm doing a skills play. This game has a lot of ads in it, as you may very well know, but it's a great strategy game, especially if you're going online and facing people. And this is one of the greatest strategies that you could possibly use. 15 spearmen up front, making 3 arrows pointed backwards. Then you go over to cavalry, camels, 5 on that side, knights, 5 on that side, and then the rest for crossbows, if I have enough time for it. This is very slow. Come on, come on. God, thank God. Right to the last second. It's being so slow. It's usually not this slow. It might be just where I'm at. This guy put down just a bunch of archers. Apparently that's been working for him because he's rank 1, 2, 8, 9. You start off online at rank 1000 and you go up and down depending on how well you do. And if you are him fighting a level like me, you can gain 40 points. And I can lose 40 points. But if I win, he only loses like 9 points and I gain 10 points. And if it's of someone equal to you, it's like you gain 20 points or so. But if you just win, you don't have to worry about losing points. And this is how you win. These strategies right here. So that was the first one. The next one will be coming up here. I tested these troops out through ratios. And spearmen are the best. We're going to do 10 of them right now, making 2 arrows. And then we're also going to do 2 guards in the arrows, 1 in each arrow. And then we're going to do the cavalry, we're going to do camels, we're going to make a big arrow in the back, all the way to the middle, 5 of them. And then we're left with 36,000, and we're going to go to the special, pick the pirates, and make a nice big line from one end of the battlefield to the other. And that is the second strategy. Now, the first strategy can beat pretty much anything. This strategy can beat the first strategy, but it can be beaten by other strategies that the first strategy can beat. The thing here is numbers. The first strategy has a great amount of numbers, which gives it the upper hand in most when it's going up against most other strategies. This one is really good at taking out big numbers or big enemies. Like if you saw at the beginning Bib here, Bib put 4 guardians down, these would be able to take it out really quickly, but so would the first strategy. And then we have a third strategy, which is not one I like to use, even though it could be both of the strategies you just saw. It is actually quite easy to defeat. And I say it could, it doesn't happen all the time because dragons are unpredictable. So you start with 2 dragons, 1 at the bottom, 1 at the middle, and you go over to your ranged, get your musketeers, and you just fill in the blank between the 2 dragons. And you got 28 troops. And you just put down a bunch of bombs. Those are going to die instantly. I don't know what he was thinking. This is not good strategy, guys. Do not follow Nazir Ramjad, okay? It didn't do anything. He'd had better luck laying down just a bunch of cavalry. Because at least then, he might have been able to kill all my musketeers. Okay. That was one strategy, one of the first strategies lost to when I was fighting an opponent. So I stole that strategy from an opponent, and the next strategy I also stole from an opponent, and it's actually very simple. You take a minigun, and I modified it a bit because he just made circles around the minigunner. I'm gonna put my arrows up here, and then a line here, and then, sorry, 2 circles here, and then just fill in the rest there. And then, actually, you're going to be left over with 80 points, and get yourself an axe. Axe is a lot better than an extra spear. And, man. So this guy's got 2 miniguns and heavy melee troops. Now the heavy melee troops I tested ratio-wise against the spearmen, and they lost. So even if he decided to go all out with Spartans or samurai, and I did all out with just spearmen, I would definitely win. I also tested range/cavalry troops, and the chariots are very good, but putting them to real strategy is very difficult. So the chariots, I think, were the winners in the ratio challenge that I did for both cavalry and range, because they're both. But I tried putting them to a strategy, and the small amount of time I actually put into it, they didn't last long. So let's see what happens when I do that. Okay. I have a bunch of musketeers. Now, people doing a line of musketeers in the back, that's where your knights will come in handy, because they will pretty much outrun the bullets and be able to take out a lot of musketeers themselves. As you can see, the chariots are making quick work of the musketeers by themselves anyways. No, pause. Yeah, sure, pause. I don't want it. Okay. Of course, the best epic is the wolf, and this is the first strategy that got me to 1700 score. So it was a wolf, 2 sentinels, which I know are not that great anymore. They can actually be very defeated ratio-wise. Oh my god, this guy actually looks like he has a pretty good strategy going. It's very interesting for his rank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're just going to do the rest in crossbowmen. There we go, 44 troops. Now, what got me to 1700 is basically this, and I'd switch between crossbows and spearmen, depending on what I was up against. Hopefully, I beat Big Harry. It's been a while since I used this strategy because it's not very good. It looks like I'm going to beat him. And the first time I did the ratio thing, I pit the bears against the spearmen, and the bears won. But then I did it again just to test it again. And I spread the spearmen out a little more, like I like to have them in the first few strategies. And the spearmen won. So it just depends on how you set them up. You need to have a good setup. You can't just bundle all your troops together because there's terrain to work with. Not really hills and things, but there's a big area that you can work with. Now, one of the things I really liked to get myself through the campaign are ballistas. So I'm going to do ballistas, chariots, and melees. And I got 1,500 left. Let's do crossbowmen, just to supplement. Supplement yourself some good crossbowmen. Vitamin C. Alright, let's see these ballistas in action. Now, I've gone through a lot of do's. Definitely do the first two strategies. These are just other supplemental strategies that you can, it's to give you ideas that you can play around with online. These are going to be don'ts that I do next. So, definitely some don'ts. You don't want to stray from the spearmen and the melee troops. You don't want to bunch your troops together. Alright, so Caleb, even though he is level 2075, I'm going to risk doing this basic strategy that I like to do. And it's just a test, a beginner skill. Like I would have done it on the last guy because he had such a low rank. So I'm going to do it on this guy just to see if he has what it takes. Usually people of this rank do. And this is definitely a don't. This is just how I like to mess around with people. And I'm not going to hit go yet, because I want to show you guys. Don't do the M16s or the AK-47s. Don't do the Berserkers, definitely. You can do shields. And you can do guards, and you can do axemen. Gladiators are not that great. Spearmen are the best, though. You don't want to do men. All the cavaliers are pretty good. Just keep in mind when you're thinking about doing the elephants and bears that the spearmen are better. So this guy just put down a bunch of gladiators thinking that he's going to win. He's not going to win. Caleb, I don't know how you got to this rank with this poor-ass strategy. Thank you. What's this? Good belly, thank you. Nature. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So unfortunately, his gladiators are going after my archers instead of taking care of the men. So it does look like he is going to win, which is very interesting. He just threw down a shit ton of gladiators. Maybe I should maximize the ratios to see if the great number of gladiators can overpower a great number of spearmen. See, I lost there, so that gave him 40 points, and it lost me 40 points. So, you're welcome, Caleb. Alright, so I'm just going to go over a couple more don'ts, and then we can say goodbye. So, mostly don't do heavies, ever. The only heavies that you should be okay with are cannons and ballistas. Catapults are okay, because they do a lot of damage and they have a good amount of range, but they cost a lot of money, and they have a very low amount of health. Hwachas, they can't hit their target.
What if someone wants to purchase
trebuchets? Shut up. Trebuchets, they have a long range, but they take forever to attack. Ninjas, don't use. Bombers, never use. Both the wizard and the mages don't use. And again, with the melee, the giants are not going to be okay. They're not going to be good. Alright, so for this strategy, I'm going to do one rhino. And I'm going to do the guards and pirates. Crap. I'm not going to do guards and pirates. Shit. I wasted way too much time. But I still might win, because Chubita has this strategy here. I don't even know if he's hitting my rhino. My rhino's not hitting him, though. If my rhino made a freaking nice line, he could take them all out. But it's not going to do that. And I can't control it, so that's another minus 40 for me. But there are some very good strategies, and then some don'ts. Otherwise, you will get a lot of negative points. You don't want that. Have a good one, guys. Thank you for watching. See you next time.